Greetings all. This is the second video of our trip to French Polynesia, or as most people know it, Tahiti. We've really enjoyed our time on Rangiroa. It's quiet, peaceful, and quaint. Also, the Wi-Fi was really good at Rewa Lagoon. The airport on Rangiroa is very small and basic. There's no security gate to go through, but it certainly works well. Moving to our next island requires 3 flights and 2 planes. The first flight takes us to Tahiti Atoll, which is only 60 kilometers from Rangiroa. This is a very quick stop, and we are back in the air swiftly. The flight to Tahiti is the longest part of the journey, but is still less than an hour. The Tahiti Atoll is quite beautiful and looks to be worth exploring if we return here in the future. We had a short layover in Tahiti, but had to collect our bags and recheck them in, as this is where we changed planes. The last leg of our journey is the shortest. Welcome to our third island, Moorea. This island is definitely more green and mountainous than Rangiroa. Also, we rented a car for our stay in Moorea, as it's a much larger island. While waiting for a rental car, we got to see a tropical rainstorm firsthand. We had time to kill before we could check in at our hotel, so we decided to drive to a lookout near the airport. This gave us a great view of the Sofitel resort, but it was still very dark and cloudy. We stopped in at this lookout again a few days later when it was sunny. A little sun makes a world of difference. Where Rangiroa had corner stores, Moorea has one big supermarket and lots of corner stores. They have a lot of Australian products, but finding a variety of fresh vegetables is still challenging.
In Moorea, we stayed at the Sunset Beach Resort. It was a lovely resort and had a bunch of self-contained bungalows. It was our first kitchen, so we got to make ourselves some breakfast, lunches, and dinners, and plus it had air conditioning in the bedroom only, which is fine because that's all you really need, is just some place to go and cool down. One of the things we really enjoyed were the chickens. There were lots of them around, and obviously they were used to being fed, so they would come and say hello and actually come into our kitchen looking for scraps. We quite enjoyed them. The beach was about a 5-minute walk from our bungalow, and it was to Panier's Beach. So there was a place you could rent small boats or kayaks, which we didn't do, but we did go swimming several times. Now you did have to go and walk out a fair distance before you got to any kind of depth to go swimming. Our only planned excursion on Moorea was swimming with the whales. It was something that I really wanted to do. Unfortunately, we saw a whale on the surface, but not anything underneath the water. We could hear them, but they were just too deep for us to see, which was a big disappointment because I would have really liked to have seen them in the water. But c'est la vie. try and make up for it a little bit, we went to a sandbar to swim with some sharks and some stingrays.
On our last day, we did a full island tour with the rental car. It took about 4 hours, including all of the stops. There's only one road and no traffic lights. The maximum speed is 60 kilometers per hour, but the road is quite twisty. Driving in Moorea feels like the north side of Maui. It's very lush and green, and you never get that far from the ocean.
Be very easy to twist your ankle given all the roots sticking up in the trail.
It's a nice beach with the palm trees too. You got some shade, right?
Okay, that's it for Moorea. As you can see, our next island is Raiatea, and that will be another video. Thanks for watching.